Backroom Butcher from Birch and Boar, and today we're cooking lamb with Israeli couscous. We have some wonderful lamb here, beautiful Bonta Jerusalem couscous. We're bringing out some Emma marinated artichoke hearts, sun-dried tomatoes, and then for our marinade, olive oil. We have fennel, oregano, chilies, and black peppercorns. And what are we drinking today, Chris?
We are drinking Bonamici at Bonamici. When you want a drink, you drink a Bonamici.
Not a sponsor yet.
Not a sponsor.
Easy to do. These are already Frenched from our store. So just between every two bones. And then you're always left with this little nub. They used to call it the dog treat. Don't give it to your dog. It'll shatter and not be very good for him. Just remove it. It's just a distraction. Nice double cuts. And from there, I'm going to put it in a bag. We'll make our marinated. And then in an hour, we'll cook it up. That's not true. We're going to cook it much faster than that. But it's better in an hour. That part you have to cut out.
No, I won't.
We're going to do equal parts of each. About a teaspoon of fennel, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of chilies, and then a teaspoon of black pepper. We have an unstable table, so we were doing this in my hand. And from here, we're going to hit it. Some for salt. So we have our marinade here. I crushed some garlic cloves in there, just loose. Into our bag here with our lamb and get as much air there as you can. And I get it into the fridge while we make our couscous. All right, so now we're on to the Israeli couscous. For this we have garlic cloves, leeks. To garnish it with, we have sun-dried tomatoes, artichoke hearts, a little Parmesan, of course, our Bonta. And we also have, this is our bone broth that I added a little bit of some chopped parsley to, just to make it brothy. But it's just our bone broth you see in our freezer section. All right, so first of all, we're gonna just get all of our mise en place done, of course. Chopping the leek, I'm just doing kind of fine half moons. I like that you can use onion, you can use shallot.
I like shallots.
I like shallots a lot of those shallots. And I like a lot of garlic in my Israeli couscous risottos. Alright, so from here we're just chopping up the garlic. Once again, it doesn't need to be too fine for this, but it's gonna risotto's gonna break down slowly as we kind of like stew it with all the wonderful broth, which we have keeping hot over here. You don't want us to use cold stock in a risotto. It'll make it gummy, it'll slow your cooking time down, you'll have an uneven kernel. We aren't using normal risotto ingredients, we're not using arborio rice, but you can make a risotto with anything. And I actually find couscous risotto pretty delicious. The texture is so wonderful. And like any risotto, you want to toast your ingredients. We're gonna get our butter melted. About a tablespoon of butter, tablespoon and a half. Once your butter's melted, we're gonna add our veg, our leeks and garlic.
Could you replace the couscous with, say, pearl barley?
Yeah, cooking time's a little bit different. Pearl barley takes a little bit longer. You can actually do risottos. I've done risottos with chunks of potato that were just finely like brunoise, just lightly cooked with a little bit of salt to get the texture. So we're going to try and get these toasted. Once you start to get a little bit of color in them, then we'll add our vegetables in there and kind of let them saute a little bit together. I may have had a bit of wine, I have some Philly hands. Just like anything kind of toasted in butter, you'll start to know when you smell the butter that maybe you need to cool it down a little bit. You don't want the butter to burn here. You can, if it starts to get a little too hot, you haven't quite got good enough toast on there, Means you didn't use enough butter. What you can do is you can add a little bit of olive oil, and that'll kind of protect your butter from burning. From here, as we start getting our color in here, let's add our veg. I'm actually gonna go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil. I say about another minute. All of our veg, you can see the leeks are starting to get a little translucent. And if say if you add it too late and the couscous is already starting to brown too much, you add it too late, not the end of the world. What you can do is you can still add it to the pan. It'll cook a little bit slower, but it'll still cook when you start adding your broth in there. Beautiful toasted. The vegetables are perfect. We'll add one little time until it's mostly absorbed. Okay, already absorbed. It's gone. Like I never added it. Give it a second. And see how that kind of evaporates a little bit slower? You're kind of letting the pan tell you when it needs more, when it needs too fast. Like I said, this is probably a quarter of the speed of doing an actual, like with a Boreal. So if you're in for that quick weekend warrior meal, then yeah, go for the Boreal. But if you really want to have that quick meal, you can do like a time lapse of me just stirring this. That Benny music again. These wonderful sun-dried tomatoes. Guys, we're just gonna leave whole for chunks. These are artichoke hearts. Put a little light slice. Not quite a julienne. I'm not doing anything that fancy. So we're gonna add the tomato now, so it starts to get that flavor. All those wonderful herbs on there. We're just gonna disperse amongst our. You'll start to notice too that it starts to really slow down in its ability to absorb all the liquid. That's pretty much that critical mass. We're about 30 seconds out. Yeah, like present the size it was before when we started. It's about the size you're looking for. Okay, we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna fold in our artichoke hearts and put it aside. Alright, so we got our pan heating up right now. Cast iron. We're going to use it to sear up all of our wonderfully well marinated lamb. What you need now is a good high temp oil, grapeseed oil, a good clear canola, a good canola, or in this case we're using ghee. Lamb coming over to marinade. So we're going to look for a little bit of white whisk coming out of the pan. That shows me it's hot enough. We're doing this without a thermometer. Ideally, you want when you're cooking lamb. I like my lamb medium rare. We're going to wing it. The camera can see it. I can see it. A little white whisk are coming to the pan. It means we have a good oil. And the goal with cooking lamb is to get a good contact. Remember the order you put the lamb in, because that's the order you got to flip it in. Just like cooking scallops, just like cooking anything like that. And what I'm doing is lifting up. So I want the oil to go back underneath it. That's going to create a flat surface. So I got to get more of an even sear. If I just left it there, the shape of the lamb is to hit the pan so they have that kind of like bubbled shape. Not everything's got a nice even sear. My goal is to have a nice even, perfect sear on all sides. So you don't want to touch it too much. You definitely don't want to grip it if it's sticking to the pan. So that should tell you that you're not hot enough. And medium rare for this thick of lamb, we're probably looking at 2 minutes aside, you know, and then 2 minutes on the top and the bottom to get like that cooked on all sides. And we'll cut it down the middle, open them all up for this really nice, hopefully medium rare lamb. What are we drinking again?
We are drinking Boramici. Yes, that's Boramici. A Sauvignon Blanc Viognier. Probably wondering how many bottles of wine I have in my collection. I have about 230 bottles of wine. And of those, about 190 are from the Okanagan region.
And like lamb doesn't cook like a steak, you'll notice that I'll start showing the texture as we get to the other side. It's a little different than what you're trying to look for and feel for. And I'm not exactly an expert on that, unfortunately. Thermometers are a bit of a crutch that I enjoy, much like calculators. Flipped over, I'm going to add a little bit of butter, which is melting. Looking pretty darn good here. I'm looking for rare to medium rare personally. So like I showed in an earlier video, bit of a chiffonade. Gently roll it all up using the blade to hold it in place. Be really careful when you do this too. This is the one thing I always see a lot of people get cut themselves on because they're going so close. They forget to keep their nails back, or the thumb comes forward and the thumb gets cut. You pass it under the blade. One pass through. Up there. We're going to serve this up family style, so it's all be in one big plate. We're going to do the final butter base, and we're good to go. And serve them. It's hot. You cook the lamb this way, you do the big chops. You get that nice rare to medium rare finish. Outside's got a nice crust on it. It's buttery. You pair it with that bright, but such a nice textured Israeli couscous. Cooked like risotto. Sun-dried tomato kind of is holding pop, Brink's holding up. You get to buy that tomato. I really like it. Hope you like it. This is William Miller, Birch and Boar from the Backroom Butcher. Have a great day. That turned out good.